and welcome to another Assorted Crackers podcast. We're happy to be with you today. I'm Eric, and I'm here with Lee and Wilson. And today we're going to talk about something a little more serious because, let's be honest, sometimes this time of year is hard on people, right? The days are shorter, you're indoors a lot more, and it's tough, right? Whether you call them the winter doldrums or seasonal effectiveness disorder, this is a very real issue. And I think it's something that we should talk about, guys. What do you think?
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
So, I can confess that, it's only January, but by late February, I have had moments where the mood hits. Like it's just, I feel lethargic. I just want to sit around. I don't have a lot of energy. I don't have a lot of motivation. It's tough. It really is. And so maybe my first question is this something that you guys have experienced? Because this, it affects 10, 15% of the population. And gosh, for those further north, it's the numbers are even higher.
I 100% think that we all experience it. I think it's more than 15%. I think everybody at some point, sometime, will experience the days are getting shorter. I mean, even if it's just the first week after daylight savings time. When you're sitting there and you're getting ready to leave work and it's 4:00 and all of a sudden there's no lights outside and all you see is taillights, going down Poplar Avenue. And I thought, my gosh, I don't even, I miss that. I mean, I miss the daylight. I like to go home, have dinner, and then take a short walk with my wife and dog, do my thing and kind of unwind that way. But I feel like everything is a quick start and fast started and it's hard to wind down when I get home from work.
Yeah. And listen, physiologically, this is real. There absolutely something happens to our bodies when we don't get as much sunlight. There's the whole circadian rhythm thing. Sun brings us vitamin D. It is something that, to your point about just getting out, if you are allowing your natural instinct, and this is what happens a lot of times, again, as we get later into the winter, your natural instinct is just kind of curl up on the couch and sit there and do nothing. You're kind of playing into that, and your body will react. Your brain will react as well. What about you, Wilson, as you consider kind of, your winters? I know we talk a lot about sort of you've got good hunting activities that keep you out and about, but even hunting season wraps up here not too long from now.
Yeah, it'll wrap up at the end of January. And for me, there is a difference when you leave work in November after daylight savings time and you're like, oh my gosh, it's dark when I go home, Yeah. But the doldrums or the hard part of winter doesn't hit me till February.
Yeah.
Because it seems to have gotten colder in February than it used to. And so for me, I love being able to get up and think about duck hunting and watch the weather and plan my week or weekends depending on, duck hunting. So I don't get as upset or down because that just keeps me motivated.
Yeah.
Because it just makes me happy. But
then so football season's over, duck season's wrapping up, and it's just gray and dark.
February and March are tough because you can't go to the lake, or you can, but it's just not. You're ready for spring to hit at that point.
Sure.
Where everything is in bloom and you just get excited and, no summer's coming, you get the long days. But for me, February and March are the harder months for me, just because, there's just not a whole lot going on in February, not sports wise, not, out, it's just harder to get outside and do stuff. So
how do we deal with it? Let's think about it for a second. The truth is, getting outside, right?
Even if it's cold.
Even if it's cold, being active. There's something about the vitamin D. So you need to make sure you have. I know at the first of the year, everybody starts thinking about their exercise program and all that kind of stuff, and usually by January 31st, most people have stopped. But if you are, I think self-care is an extremely important part of what we're doing. So self-care it starts with, what do you eat? Are you getting regular sleep? Are you getting exercise? And I know that sounds, maybe even cliche, but at the end of the day, it's get back to the basics. It's all about what are you going to do for yourself? I know at the first of 2024, I started off my year with reading a book called Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits starts with doing the most basic thing. Starting off with, what is some tiny little habit that one in some way will turn into something like an atomic bomb? An atom starts off, really small, and then it steps into the next big thing, which is an atomic bomb. And so,
but the good kind of
atomic bomb. Yeah, absolutely. So you want something that's such a small little thing that will explode. For me in 2024, that was to go to bed earlier. And realizing that I had stayed up later, for the last 7 years, I went back and looked at my average go to bed time, and it was 11:45.
That's not great.
No, not when you get up at 4:30 and 5 every day.
No, if you're not getting enough, again, it starts with the basics. Sleep is critically important, and
sleep is huge.
If you're struggling right now, try that. And I'm not talking about falling asleep at 11 o'clock in the morning and sleeping through the afternoon. I'm talking about when you're supposed to be, your body's trying to rest, get your sleep and give yourself that space.
So there's another book that I read too called Sleep Smarter, and it states that you really should. They believe that there's scientific backing behind going to bed and being asleep by 10 o'clock at night, and between 10 and 2 is when you get your most REM sleep. And so I think that's an important thing for you to do. If you can do that, then that's a real winner, and I think you'll feel the difference in the next day.
And then you mentioned activity. It's easy to say, well, it's cold outside, but even in the roughest days of winter, we have sunny blue sky days. It's just 20 degrees. Put a couple of layers on and just take a walk around the block. One of the things I've learned, my company is headquartered in Minneapolis.
That's cold.
Their winter starts at Thanksgiving. Like, I'm talking about their first 20-degree teen overnights snow. That's early. And when they get their first snow, it doesn't melt. It just builds up. And that is one of the most active winter communities I've ever been around. They snowshoe, they get out and ice skate. And again, they just get out. And your instinct, all fiber of your being says, I'm going to just stay in here and bundle up. And these guys get out and stay active. And that's something I've learned myself. Like, when I'm just feeling it, you can tell when your body's wanting to kind of shut her down and take a break. Force it. Just, again, put on a couple of layers and get out and walk. Absolutely. Get in the sun.
Well, that sun makes all the difference. It can be 30 degrees outside, and if the sun is shining, get out and walk. That makes all the difference. If it's 30 degrees and cloudy and dreary, it sucks.
And you're going to have plenty of those days for sure.
But if the sun is shining, that just makes all the difference to me.
I think another important part that we can dive in on, and that is how do you connect with other people?
Huge. No, that's a great one, Lee.
If you are intentional, which is what we're talking about here, that's assorted crackers.
You
right?
love that. You love that word.
Intentional. Absolutely. It's part of my purpose statement. Everybody needs to figure out who they are and what they want to do, and I think you need to be intentional about what you do, and investment in yourself and investment in others is a huge, huge factor. And that's what we're doing here with this podcast. That's why we do it, because we genuinely enjoy being with each other, and we're energized by being with each other and what we each bring to the table.
So talk about the connections, because there's the actual physical connection of just being in a room with somebody, but it's also just getting on the phone and calling somebody you've been thinking about, or even texting. That all relates you to the broader world, right?
Absolutely.
And you just, it just, again, I used the word isolated earlier. It just, I feel like the further into winter you get, the more you feel isolated and alone. And just a little connection with somebody, whether it's a text or a phone call, makes you remember that there's a world out there.
Well, I think that something that we probably all struggle with, and that is, how many times do you feel like maybe God put something on your heart and you said, hey, I need to pick up the phone and call somebody? So how many times do you really do that? Very little. Very little.
Not often enough.
So I'm urging everyone, as soon as God puts something on your heart, to say, I should really call that guy. I feel like I need to do that. And if I can do that, then that is a big deal, and that will make a difference to whoever it is you reached out to. You may not really realize how important that conversation will be to someone else when you talk to them. But the most important thing is that you took the action to do something. And when you really are intentional about doing things, I think that goes so far.
And Lee, it's important to you too. Like, let's be honest. I mean, that outreach matters, but it matters to you as well. And that's let's just acknowledge that we need to create those kind of connections for ourselves, especially when it gets.
Well, I think when you give, you receive way more than you give in almost every situation. When you go serve somebody, or you're doing something, it's an automatic give back to you.
Well done.
That's a good answer.
One of the things that, in fact, the more we talk, I kind of want to rekindle a few things that were good habits for me that I just have drifted away from. I used to be involved in the Red Cross as a volunteer, and during the really cold days, they set up what they call warming tents. All the homeless community in Memphis, there's a large homeless community. When it gets down into the single digits at night, they have a place to come. It's obviously heaters, but they also have food and drink, and it's just fellowship. And I used to volunteer there, just literally giving out ramen cups and just talking to those folks. And it was really fulfilling. And that was one of the things that helped me appreciate what I have, but also feel like I'm doing something, And this is also a time of year when it's hard to get out and feel like you're doing something. Because again, your body, everything, the fiber of your being say, stay inside, stay sheltered, stay warm. You got to resist that if your routine is falling into a rut. And that's up to you to decide when that's happening. But it happens. It happens.
I think another small step that you can take is start a project. I mean, you got a project that you're working on, whatever it is. I mean, it could be simple. It could be a jigsaw puzzle. It could be, I'm going to clean a closet out. I mean, they call it spring cleaning for something, right? Whatever it is, and then celebrate the small wins. I mean, whatever it is. Make sure you take an inventory each day about what did I get done?
Yeah. Yeah. I like that. You mentioned jigsaw puzzles. That's something my wife, Susan, loves to do. Mm-hmm. She gets out the old card table and dumps out the pieces and just can work on that. And that's a 3 or 4 day project. It's not, at the end of the day, she scoops it all up and puts it back in the box, but it keeps her mind busy. It keeps her active.
Well, let's pause just a second and let's talk about something else great your wife has done.
Okay.
How about some chicken and dumplings?
Oh, so comfort food is absolutely critical to getting through the winter. And thankfully, one of my wife's favorite recipes is chicken and dumplings, and that's what we're enjoying here today.
And they are so good.
But what is it about just food that comes in pots? Gumbo, red beans and rice, chicken and potato soup, which your wife has made, which is also amazing.
I mean, 2 home runs.
I mean, I don't recommend eating your way through your doldrums, but at the same time, they call them comfort food for a reason.
I think they conjure up memories.
Yeah.
I mean, when I think of chicken and dumplings, I think of my grandmother. I think about all of us around the table. I think about family. And what does that remember? What do I remember? And I'll give you a quick story. One of my favorite chicken and dumpling memories of my grandmother and the whole family sitting around the table. We're all sitting there. This is when she was later on in years, and we're all just eating the chicken and dumplings. And there's a lot of dumplings, and there's no chicken.
What?
And I go in the kitchen and there's a bowl full of chicken sitting in a bowl. She forgot to add the chicken back to the chicken and dumplings. So the best news, and what did she do? By golly, we had chicken salad the next day.
Nah, she made chicken out of chicken salad.
She made chicken salad out of her chicken dumplings.
Well, fun fact, though, if you really just like the dumplings, Cracker Barrel, you can just get a plate of dumplings. You don't have to have the chicken. But the chicken makes it. It really makes it.
Chicken and dumplings from Cracker Barrel may be fine.
Just the dumplings.
But you're the Popeyes
for the consumer.
Guy.
For the consumer.
That's right.
But they have nothing on Susan's chicken and dumplings.
No, I'm not trying to compare.
I don't think anybody can touch Susan's.
I mean, I think they're pretty strong. Pretty strong.
Those are Those are damn good.
No,
That's all I'm saying.
she works at this. It literally, like, she starts with a whole chicken that she boils down, makes the broth, pulls them. It's a half a day process, but it's so amazing.
My mother went over to my grandmother's house and sat down. My mother and my aunt, and they sat down with her while she was making the chicken and dumplings because she did not have a recipe. And they said, "Hey, what's going on?" She said, "Well, I just take a pinch of salt, and I take a pinch of this and that, and I add it in there." And they go, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! I need you to take your pinch and put it in that measuring spoon."
Turn it into an actual metric.
And so they did that. And so, fortunately for me, I have my grandmother's recipe written in my mother's handwriting.
Yes.
That's fun.
And so that'll be something that I will treasure forever. And my wife has really honed in her skill on chicken and dumplings.
And if I recall, you've posted, I don't know if it was a video or pictures of you making chicken
I may have posted that, absolutely.
on our Instagram account.
Yeah.
Gotta plug that.
It's a labor of love.
So Wilson,
many memories.
talk about this, but is this potato soup, did you have anything to do with this, or was this all
Kristen
your wife?
made this.
Okay.
I
Thank
cooked
you
the
for
bacon.
We appreciate
I cooked the bacon
Okay,
that goes
counts.
in it.
That, you know what?
That was really good bacon.
Potato soup without bacon, I'm not sure it's worth eating.
Well, I mean, who doesn't love a baked potato, right? I mean, but potato soup, you add the cheese and it's got the cream and the onion, and I mean, it just makes you feel good
nice.
when you sit down on the couch and you got the fire going and you watch, football game or a movie and you just got some potato soup.
This is really good.
Whether it's in a mug or in a bowl, that you can just sit there and
just nurse it all day.
it just makes you feel good.
It makes you feel, I mean, and that's the whole point. Like, when you're not feeling right, when you're off. And again, we're not suggesting you eat your way through this. By the time you get to January, you've already had Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you probably broke a lot of diets. So we're not suggesting you just go way far out of bounds. But comfort food for me means a lot, and especially when you can share it with friends.
Well, and whether it's potato soup, chicken and dumplings, chili's
nice. And again, if there's something about bowls, if it comes in a bowl.
I love all that stuff, guys. And I think you're exactly right, because those do make me feel comfortable. But let's be honest.
What?
Let's be honest.
Lee's bringing up butt.
You need to, the butt is, hey, the most important thing, we talked about activity. We talked about sunlight. We talked about doing things. Well, all of those foods are good, but you need to have a balanced, rich diet that is focused on, vegetables, proteins, fruits, and avoid excessive sugars and maybe
Where are we going?
I'm just trying to say those are all the great things that you want to. And I'm listen.
He's not wrong.
I'm being
not saying
honest.
he's not wrong.
I'm not saying I'm wrong. I'm just saying that these are things that are important if you're going to make yourself feel better.
Yeah.
Then you need to do the things. I mean, it's hard to go run after you eat a bowl of chili.
You can do it, but it's not recommended.
It's not recommended because it needs to be a short run. But
run back to the house.
So the next time we talk about this, I'm going to have to bring up Kristen's chocolate sauce.
Oh my god!
Oh my!
So wait,
gosh.
we're going from eat healthy to Kristen's chocolate.
Well, you brought up the sugar, and I'm just like, well, that's another one for me that just
yes,
on ice cream, biscuits.
It's the real deal.
I don't know.
Just right out of the jar with the spoon. It is so freaking good.
If
and your hot
anybody's
chocolate.
If anybody's ever had Kristen's hot chocolate sauce, then you know what we're talking about.
No, it's.
And if you're not, maybe she'll be kind enough to share the recipe, and I could post it on.
I'm
Instagram.
not sure I want her to share the recipe, but I'm just kidding.
You're a giver, Wilson. Share it to the world. They need it. They need it. However, so I mean, we've talked about a bunch of stuff, right? I don't want us to beat a drum over and over again, but I mean, we all experience this, right?
Absolutely.
Sure.
And you've got to name it. You really do. I mean, it's something that we don't talk about enough. We just sort of gut our way through it. That's how we were raised. Just grit through it. Nobody has problems.
Nobody is immune to the winter doldrums.
It's legitimate.
So let's boil it down. What are our action items? What are we going to do to counteract the winter doldrums?
For me, we're going to get outside. And if can I share a quick story?
Yeah,
and
share a quick
It's not really winter doldrum related, but everybody remembers the pandemic. I was in charge of internal communications for my company at the time, which was heavily, employee communications was a big deal during the pandemic. And this was one of those deals where I was working literally 9 and 10 hour days. I was never getting outside. And after about 4 months of this, I was exhausted. I was miserable. And I just was off. And one day I had like 15 minutes between meetings. That's all I had, which was a rare and special break during that time. And I went out into the yard, and this would have been November timeframe. And we still had weeds in the bed, and I was in the garden, and I looked down and started pulling weeds. And before I knew it, I had missed my next meeting because it was sort of this activity that was sort of keeping my brain active. And I was getting sun, and it meant a lot. I'd had a checkup at the doctor earlier, and for the most part, I was doing fine, but my vitamin D levels were way down, and I'd never had vitamin D issues. But again, I'm working in an office all day long. I had to get out. And so that was a huge lesson for me. No matter what time of year it is, I'm telling you folks, if you get outside, let that sun bathe on you and just do an activity, or just sit there in the sun. Your body needs it. So that's number one.
Love that. Love that. Number one, get some sunlight. Vitamin D is a very important thing.
It really is.
Wilson, what's number two?
Well, y'all are talking about all this thing about getting better, and I'm sitting here going, I don't do any of that. So
be real.
Well, I'm trying to be. I mean, once hunting season's over, it's like eating makes me happy, right? I mean, so whether I love to cook, love to eat,
and you're really good at it.
Well, but thank you. But so I'm not as concerned. I know I need to be, because I'm not getting any younger, and I need to be healthier so I can be around for my grandchildren. And so I need to do that, but I just really haven't worried about it.
So maybe instead of grilling a hamburger or a steak, you can grill zucchini or a salmon.
I do like zucchini and salmon, but it's,
Yeah, but Wilson, you still take steps to eat healthy, even though you like to cook. You're not eating a steak every night.
Well, no, I can't afford to do that. But
okay, well,
no, but I would say eating, vegetables and salads, and I need to eat more fruit, but it's not as often as it should be.
I understand that. Well, that's fine. So then, even though it's a wish list for you, you think that we should eat healthy. So we should eat
healthy.
Outside and get some vitamin D, and we should eat healthy.
Eat better, yeah.
And eat better. Okay, so that's two. I think you need to be mindful.
Yes,
I think,
mindfulness matters.
Mindfulness matters. I think you need to take, if you're feeling stressed and you're feeling over it, when you're sitting outside and you're taking your walk, take some deep breaths. Let it out. Relax. Take it easy and just clear your mind.
Self-care starts with that. So your brain has this built-in, going back to the caveman era, it has a built-in fight or flight trigger, okay? And when you start to shut down, that fight or flight part of your brain takes over, and that's not good. That's when your blood pressure goes up.
Right.
That's when you're not sleeping well at night. So deep breathing, meditating, I don't know if you do meditation. I do. It allows your natural logical brain to start to take over and tell that monkey brain, step aside, I'm in charge here.
I'm glad you brought up monkey brain, because that's exactly what we're talking about. So this is an opportunity for you to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, if it's going outside and taking that mindful meditation, that breathing, whatever you're doing, you could just sit down every morning, and I've heard some podcasts of some other guys that are out there that to clear their brain every morning, they just sit down and they write 2 or 3 pages.
Yeah.
They just, whatever's on their mind, they put it on pen to paper, and then it's over and it's done, and they can focus and they can do what they need to do. I'm a photographer.
Creative thing.
I'm a photographer. I love to take pictures. And
you do a nice job.
It makes me happy to take pictures. I love capturing, whether it's a scene, whether it's a smile, whether it's, a parent feeding some, hot chocolate to a kid, whatever it is, when we're at some kind of scene or doing something, that kind of stuff makes me happy when I capture something that's real, something that's personal, something that captures the spirit or the energy that somebody else has with another person. It's just something that melts your heart.
And it doesn't need to be for public publication if you don't. want it to be. Just, again, sit down and write a poem or write a letter or write, take a picture, draw, whatever strikes your fancy, just, again, to get that side of your brain, that creative side of your brain going.
Absolutely.
Again.
Yeah, because I love to read.
Yes.
And so reading, I love, whether it's taking a walk and listening to a book, reading a book. I mean, one of the best parts of my day is being able to get up at 6, especially on the weekends or whatever, when no one else is awake, and read for an hour or two.
How special is that time?
It's great.
I mean, as
don't
dads,
pick up my phone, don't any of that, and you just can escape in a book, whether it's nonfiction, fiction, and you just don't think about anything else.
As a mom or a dad or whatever, I mean, when you take time for yourself and you do that, that's self-care. That's that's reading your book. That's chilling. That's doing something that
Listen to
allows
some
you
good
to
tunes.
Whatever it is. If that's what puts a smile or a zip in your step, that's what you should do. So I think those are great things. And then we've also talked about already. So this is number 4, I think, and that is stay connected with people. Pick up the phone, call a friend, do what you need to do to connect with other people. I think connecting is a lot of fun.
Yeah. Again, it gets really lonely when you're not intentionally doing it. And again, there's some instincts inside of you that you've got to resist, which is to, again, sit down, sit on the couch, just get through the day, just get through it. And suddenly the sun goes down and you're like, I've accomplished nothing. And now I'm feeling particularly depressed. So just that conversation with somebody else, whether it's somebody who you live with, someone you love, or somebody across the way who you haven't talked to in a while, it changes your perspective. It really does.
All right. So we've covered a lot of stuff today.
Yes.
Bottom line is we've covered a lot of stuff. We need to make sure we enforce the creative side of ourselves. We need to reach out and be with other people. We need to connect with other people. You got to be intentional in everything that you do, right?
Sure.
Be creative. Be intentional about being creative. Be intentional about connecting with other people. Being intentional about your health. Being intentional about going outside. Being intentional about what you eat. Being intentional about everything that you do to get your business taken care of. That is the key.
I appreciate it. Yeah, well said. And maybe it starts with just acknowledging that you're struggling a little bit. That's the other thing.
Well, I think acknowledge that you struggle, but also acknowledge that other people might be struggling at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, and being able to be there for them
empathetic
when they
for those.
are.
Yeah, empathy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good job, Wilson. We're
in it together. Well, listen, again, this is an important topic, and I don't think we do enough to just talk about it. It's dark. The days are short. It's cold. Take care of yourself. We really want to make sure we need to take care of one another too. We got a lot we're all going through.
And we have a lot of fun on this podcast.
Yeah.
And we cover a lot of stuff, and we talk about a lot of funny things and silly things, whether it's the 80s and music or maybe even bourbon. But at the end of the day, that's not always the answer. The answer is the list of things that we just gave you.
Yeah. Take care of yourself, folks. We really want you to do that. And we want you to continue to tune into us. I mean, we'll try to bring in more relevant topics as we can. But if you've got something that you want us to talk more about, we need to hear from you. That's really been the inspiration for a lot of our episodes. So send us an email. We don't care if it's full of typos. We have our own emails full of typos. We're at 3assortedcrackers@gmail.com, and we will listen to you. We will respond to you. That's something we love the most is, again, connecting, engaging, and interacting with our listeners. And we'll try to keep that Instagram account going. I think that's the other thing with in the wintertime when you're not hunting and you're not, fishing and doing a lot of the things that you've seen on our Instagram account. We'll try to figure out what we can do to keep it fresh and keep it interesting. So follow us on 3 Assorted Crackers or at 3 Assorted Crackers on Instagram.
And listen, guys, most importantly, if you really like what we're saying and you like what we're doing and you're having fun and you think this is a lot of good stuff, please share it with your friends. The more people that you think this would help, or this would be fun, or they would enjoy it. At the end of the day, aside from sending us money, because we all like money, but at the end of the day, really, what
do we have? Have we set up a Venmo account yet?
Maybe we should. But at the end of the day, really, most importantly, I mean, seriously, give us a rating on where you get your podcast and share this with other friends, because we are having a lot of fun.
Spread the word.
This. And even if nobody listens and nobody does this, it's wonderful for me, and I really appreciate being with you guys. And
it is therapeutic for me as well.
I'm thankful we tackled a tough subject today.
I guess we will wrap it up here. Again, thanks again for the time. We want to make sure that you are out there trying new things, keeping it fresh. So don't be afraid to try new flavors, folks, and
Don't go stale. Yes, I am.
orange. You glad we did?
Banana?
Aren't you glad I did not say banana?
As always, Lee just jumped to the end. No foreplay, just jump to the end.
Sometimes you just got to go for it.
He's got a payload that he needs to deliver.
That's ex- Wait.